3 minutes. The green light will come on when you approach the podium, and the red light will come on when your time is up.
Stephen Watson, 6015 Townhouse Lane, Beaumont, Texas.
Now more than ever, our city needs you individually and collectively to model true leadership. Not your position, not your power, not your prestige, but your iron will to resolve the problems of a school district in turmoil and ever-increasing racial division. You need to say, no, this city will not be crippled on my watch. I won't criticize you for not having stepped up before, because I haven't stepped up before, but I'm stepping up. I am committed to resolve and to unite. Posterity will look back at all of us in this hour, and they will either admire our courage and our integrity and thank us, or they're going to shake their heads and say, if only some leader had stepped up. Our city needs your leadership. Now, commit yourselves to find a way to resolve this problem and to unite us. We can do this. And we can become a model for cities all over this country. It will happen when you decide to lead us and accept nothing less than solutions and unity. The late Colonel John Boyd, inventor of the OODA loop, he said, someday you will come to a fork in the road, and if you go in one direction, you'll be somebody. If you go in the other direction, you'll do something. You leaders are at that fork today. Our city is waiting and asking, which direction will you choose? Will you be somebody, or will you do something?
Thank you, Mr. Watson.
Sherry Goff, 8250 Evangeline Lane, Beaumont, Texas.
Good afternoon. It's a privilege for me to stand here before you as a lifelong citizen of Beaumont. My husband and I have lived here our entire lives, and we've enjoyed a good life here in our fine city. And until today, I've never come before you to speak. I've never had a reason to. I'm here, quite frankly, to address what I consider to be the proverbial elephant in the room. The seeming lack of your involvement in what I think is the largest problem in our city, the Beaumont Independent School District. With the exception of Councilman Getz, I don't see your faces involved in this problem. I was an educator in this city for 20 years, and we raised 2 daughters in this city's public schools, and never ever in my life have I seen such a dysfunctional system as I do right now. I would like to ask you all, as leaders in this city, to become more visibly active, to force the majority board of our trustees in this city to be good stewards of the tax money that we all pay for good school systems. It does have an impact on this city. I'm asking all of you to become active in gathering our city and county leaders, including law enforcement, to look at the activities of the Beaumont Independent School District Administration and Board of Trustees. It does affect this city. I'm asking all of you to meet with the Beaumont ISD school officials and let them know that the way they are conducting business is not good for our city. And it is not good for our children. The children are the future of this city, and if we don't do something about it, they're going to leave, just like my children did, and not come back. If you don't do something, it's going to destroy the trust of this city. I'm asking you, as the representatives of this entire city, to take a closer look at what the majority of our board members are doing to grossly misrepresent the constituents of this city. If you don't, it's going to have an impact on you. because they are grossly misrepresenting them in terms of our voting rights. That will have an impact on everyone. I'm asking you to be active in stepping up as a group to publicly attend Beaumont ISD board meetings, the next of which is August 15th. It will be noticed for you to just sit there and do nothing but be present. And finally, I'm asking you, our city leaders, to understand that what this city's only school district does directly affects the city of Beaumont, which is who you represent.
Thank you, Ms. Goff.
Jack Wagner, 6745 Linkwood, Beaumont, Texas. I'm assuming he may have left, Mayor. Greg Landry, 980 20th Street, Beaumont, Texas. Gregory Stanley, 2255 Louisiana Street, Beaumont, Texas.
If you want to hand it to the city clerk, sir, she'll hand it to Bishop.
My name is Greg Stanley. I'm the owner of Spanky's Record Service in Beaumont, Texas. I'm here on protest of a contract that was recently awarded. I feel that this contract was falsely, it was awarded to a different company that forged some numbers, or actually stated that they had more trucks than what was they actually do. I got this information from the bid proposal, which was turned over to the purchasing department. I feel my company's better qualified, has more equipment. This contract in question is in reference to light duty towing and recovery, which that's what my company is focused on. This other company has stated through their bid packet that they turned in through the city that they had 8 one-ton trucks that will be utilized to handle the towing contract. In the information that they provided, they show 2 trucks. They also have duplicate pictures of those same 2 trucks. In fact, they have registration, state registration that you have to register each truck with the state. I've yet to find the other 6 trucks that they're talking about in question as well. I feel that this was purposely misrepresented and acquired, just to acquire the city contract. Therefore, I feel this contract should be terminated for reason of providing false information to the city and be awarded to the next qualified contractor. I'm sorry for the nervousness of this. I don't do this every day, but this contract has a minimum annually income of $660,000 with a 4-year option to re-up without going out for rebid. So it's a substantial amount of money. I would ask for your input, your help, and where I go next. Like I said, I turned in a protest, and July 15th, I went to the executive office and provided them with a copy of what I'm saying here and other information to each and every one of you. Whether you got it, looked at it, I don't know, but I would like to see if I could get some help and, honest integrity. I grew up on those goals. And my dad always told me, if you believe in something, if you know you're right, you stand up for your rights.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Stanley. We appreciate you coming.
W.R. Sam, 1761 Rena Street, Beaumont, Texas.
Can I respond real quick? I just want to say I know Greg Stanley. He runs a reputable company. I do think that if you'll call my office again, as you stated in here, that I think the city attorney and our purchasing manager will sit down with you and listen to you and see if we can try to resolve this. Okay?
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir, Mr. Sam.
My name is Bill Sam, and I'm standing before you today not to ask you to participate in anything, because I think you have enough to do here. And I think if you concentrate on what's going on here, we'll be a lot better off. And with that comment, I'm here to say thank you for all the hard work that you give to this city. And of course, we have a lot more to give, and a lot more time, and a lot more contributions to improve what we need to improve here. And just by way of a personal thing, to Chris Boone, who was involved in some stuff this week to make some things happen, to make it better for the citizens of this city. So Chris, I want to say thank you. But 3 years ago, you was wise enough and counsel enough and big enough to stand up and make a decision to appoint a police advisory committee. And over a lot of heartburns with a lot of people, you did that. And I feel very strongly that we have done and we have reached an area where we continue to grow and to make things better. And I stand today just to add to what Jamie Smith said about what transpired for one of our young soldiers that came home in a box this past weekend, and what the Patriots did, and the things that was brought to our attention about how disruptive and what might happen in the city, and the number of people that stood up and said, we're not going to let it happen here. And I stand to give a personal thank to the vice chair of the Police Advisory Committee, Senator Womack, for all her hard work and contributions that she makes to make sure that the young men that are brought home is respected highly, and not to let any disruption take place in our city or embarrassment to come to our city because these guys go and fight for our rights. So I say to Sandra, I want to thank her and all her Patriot riders for all the hard work and contributions that they make to make this a decent and a fair city, and for something for us to be proud of. And let's hope and pray that you continue to do the good job that you're doing. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sam.
Vernon Durden, 2110 West Berry Road, Beaumont, Texas.
To the mayor, city council, city manager, city attorney. I came up here to talk about golf, but I'm going to have to change my presentation now because of some comments earlier. City council, keep your seats where you are. You're elected to do this. I don't ever see the school board come up here try to get in your business, and you need to do your business. Don't get in the school board's business. You're doing your job. Keep your seats where you are, what you've been elected to do. Now, on the golf thing, I played golf out there when the course wasn't worth paying for. Now you're trying to go up on me, Kyle. What's up with that? I used to lose balls and cracks in the ground. And you didn't give me any money back. Now that you got the course playable, you want to go up on me. But in fun, the course is nice. It's really great to play out there now. It's finally payable. It's finally payable. Be very careful about going up on it. You might want to move some other funds from somewhere else to kind of, shore up the money. Not go up on the rate. But it is a nice course. There's a lot of good work been done out there. There's some competition in the area. You might want to wait a while until all the courses get used up when you have to wait to play like we do at Bayou Dam and other places. I think the revenue is going to catch up. I think going up is a little premature. I'll go out there, there's still lots of carts. Wait until benefits start being like other courses where you try to do fundraisers out there. I believe it's coming. I really do. The course is finally payable, and there's a lot of good work done out there. So be careful about going up, especially on the guy that's getting about 60 soon, when it becomes where you can actually get a break on it. Jamie, I'm already there, so don't try to go up on me now. It ain't gonna happen. I'm past that, but a lot of good work. Keep the seats. Stay out of city council. Do your city council business. Stay out of school board business. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Durden.
Jonathan Cassidy, 1475 Interstate 10 East, Beaumont, Texas.
Well, let me thank you in advance. I seen an article on the news last week that the federal government filed a lawsuit against companies for doing criminal background checks. They claimed that it was discriminating disproportionately against blacks because they were doing background checks. Okay, it may sound wild, but there's some merit to that. I can tell you from my own situation that I was a witness to a shooting, and I went to the police department to give a statement of what I saw. The police officer didn't like what I put in my statement and threatened to arrest me for disorderly conduct if I didn't change my statement. I just thought there was no way that would fly. I told him to go ahead and lock me up. Okay, it's been a long time. That's been a long time ago. Okay, and so, but I'm making the claim right now, and nobody's contacted me. Nobody from the attorney, the internal affairs. Nobody's contacted me. I'm claiming that a police officer tried to force me to change my statement of a shooting that I saw, and when I wouldn't do it, he arrested me. Okay, and at least now this is current. I'm making the claim right now, and it should be investigated. And there is some merit to that. It happens sometimes, not all the time, maybe not very often, but sometimes the police just flat out abuse their power. That's all I got right now.
Thank you, Mr. Cassidy.
That's all I have, Mayor.
Is there any other citizen who